And welcome into a Thursday edition of Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, along with Max Solo and Matt Seidel, aka Mac is wrong, apparently for the day. Welcome back, Mac, and not even 30 seconds in, and you're already getting some grief about being wrong about something.
Better bring your A game, coach.
Oh boy, here we go. Turn it up. Want to first send our condolences to the entire McGee family and those who are close to the legend Jerry McGee, a long time, lifelong East Palestine guy, and did so much for the community, did so much for local sports, not just in East Palestine, but around the Mahoning Valley, and just a great guy. One of a big reason that YSN is here today. I had Jerry's wife, Jill, in school. She was one of my language arts teachers, and always very supportive of her students, and very supportive of student athletes. So our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers go out to the McGee family and their friends on this tough time. So we're going to miss you, Jerry. That's all I can say, especially here in East Palestine. We're going to miss you so much. So thanks for everything. That's basically the crux of it. So we move on with the show, and it is national. Well, it's National Opening Day, guys. That's all there is. You can have whatever day you want. National 1 cent Day, National Yahoo Day, whatever it is. It's opening day, guys. And right now, your Pittsburgh Pirates have a 3-1 lead in the second inning over the Chicago Cubs. So we win this game. You know what that means? We're only 62 games away from not losing 100. And on the other side of that coin, the Indians not doing so hot right now. So my question becomes, what's your favorite part of opening day? Mac, we'll start with you.
It should be. My internet, by the way, is on par today. So bear with me. I just see myself frozen for about 2 seconds there. Opening day should be a holiday, first and foremost. Second most, it's just an awesome day. It means spring's arriving for people who are not interested in baseball, and for baseball nerds, it's the day one of a grind. So the Summer Classic is upon us, and it's just a fabulous day. Enjoy it. Go Padres.
Coach, how about you?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of opening day, and I consider myself lucky enough to have been able to make it to a few of them over the years. The first thought for opening day for me as a Cleveland fan always comes to it's freaking cold on the lake, always at this time of year. I think at times like trying to get into the team shop and waiting 45 minutes in line just to be able to stand up by a heater for about 5 minutes before they throw you back out so they can get the next paying customer in. But I just love the pageantry of opening day. You know, the players line the first and third base lines. You get a big national anthem. Usually there's some sort of a flyover or something like that. And just that feeling of hopefulness for the spring and summer season.
Yeah, I gotta kind of agree with both of you there. The pageantry is what it's all about. The fact that a new year, nobody's lost yet. It's like the old Charlie Brown clips. It's my team hasn't lost yet. It's opening day and baseball is here. There's nothing better. You can talk about the opening week in football. It's not the same. It's a different feeling. It's spring is on its way, summer's on its way. The fairs, being able to go barefoot in the grass, sit next to a fence, sit outside a bonfire. That's the kind of stuff that gets me kind of amped up, and that's what opening day represents to me. Is all of that's on its way, and we can kick hopefully the habit of all this white stuff on the ground right now that we all knew was coming, but it's for some reason, we're all surprised by it when it actually happened. We give meteorologists grief all the time about how bad they are at their jobs or how bad they are at their jobs. But, I checked Storm Tracker 21 for the last 7 days. They said this was coming. And everybody this morning, oh, I can't believe it's snowing again. Yesterday's 70 degrees, today's 30 degrees. They told you it was coming. But I don't care if it's 5 degrees. It's opening day. and we're watching baseball. And that is what's beautiful about today. Gentlemen, there's nothing that can really rain on the parade today, or in this case, snow on the parade of what we have going on. So I guess, Mac, is it too early to say that the Indians might be in a little bit more trouble than people thought? And is it too early to say that the Pirates might be better than people are giving them credit for?
Relax on the Pirates. They're a tough guy. They stink. First off.
We're not losing to the Tigers right now.
They stink. The Indians stink too. I've been on this. You got these fanboys who want to believe, they got great pitching. They got pretty good pitching, and they got Bieber. Like, they got McKenzie, who's a young kid. They got these young kids and prospects, but they haven't really went out and proven it in a 162-game season. So just relax, take a deep breath. Bieber's really, really good. He's one of the best in the entire MLB. But after that, they got nothing that's proven. And even worse, they got 0 hitters. I mean, 0. They're going to be lucky to score 2 runs a game. And this might be one of the worst offenses this year in the game of baseball. So I still stand somewhere near 78 because I think the division's bad. But it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be below.
Could they be the team that loses 100 games?
They're not going to lose 100. They won't lose 100. And I would be absolutely okay with taking that bet unless Bieber went down today for the rest of the year.
See, I'd be interested because there's some top-tier pitching talent in this draft. I'm talking some really good. And I think they're both from Vanderbilt, the first 2 picks.
First 2 picks from Vanderbilt, yep.
I don't see the Pirates tanking. You know, it's almost one of those scenarios where they'll probably end up getting the second pick because that's how terrible of a baseball organization they are. They can't even tank correctly. So I don't know. And I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those 2 picks, but let's be honest, I still think as bad as you think the Indians are offensively, I think the Pirates can hang. I really do. I think their offense is what's going to keep them in some ball games. Their pitching, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, and that's where they need help the most. Coach, talk to us about where you feel like, are the Indians going to kind of, is it going to be a hot start, a slow start, or are they just going to be peaks and valleys all season?
I feel like it's going to be a slow start, and then it's going to work its way into peaks and valleys all season. This feels like a team to me that, at some point they could get a little bit of a hot streak. I'm not saying a 22-game win streak. That's outside of the realm of possibility, but I could see them going on a little bit of a run. The good news for you, DJ, is, or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it, is Pittsburgh will not be the worst team in baseball this year because that award's going to go over to Baltimore. I think it's going to be really hard to be worse than Baltimore is this year.
I mean, we have the first-round pick this year. We have the first overall pick. So, I mean, and even in the COVID year, I would have been happy because the COVID year I thought we actually had the advantage, and that was the worst baseball team I've ever seen in my life. The worst professional baseball team I've ever seen in my life was what Pittsburgh put on the field last year. But given that they were extremely young and there was no proven veterans on that team, and anybody we had we shipped away, I'm really interested in this team. Brian Hayes is probably going to be your rookie of the year. If I think he's got his hat's at least in the ring, especially through one at bat. Dude walks up and hits a 2-run shot in his first at bat. Not a bad way to start the season. Same way as
it's not.
Same way as Gary Sanchez. I know we sat here yesterday and Jeff just blasted Gary Sanchez, and Sanchez steps up in his first at bat and hits a 2-run bomb for the Yanks. So I'm interested to see how the season goes. Especially, we never got to talk about quote unquote our balls, Coach, and how MLB is cracking down on doctored baseballs, and we were going to talk about all of that stuff. Do you think that's going to have an uptick in offensive production if the baseballs are not as doctored as they used to be?
I'm interested in Mac's perspective on this because I don't know enough about the pitching angle of it with doctoring the ball to be able to have an informed opinion on this one.
Mac?
They do. They go through these cycles almost, it seems, twice every decade, where they'll raise the laces, they'll put the laces so far down in. They do these things all the time, and it's ever since the steroid era. They're trying to find a happy medium to get home runs versus strikeouts, and where the game's changing. And it seems like they kind of go, hey, there's a little bit too many home runs going on. The average player anymore seems to like 25 to 30 home runs. So you're having 4 or 5 of those guys each team, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and they're trying to find that happy medium. I mean, DJ, you've been around it long enough, heard long enough. This is an ongoing topic every year where they change the laces and change the difference of the weight of the ball or how the leather is created or whatever. So they doctor these balls up all the time and change things around. They're just trying to find a happy medium to what the athletes are doing on the results on the field.
Paige is asking Rookie of the Year after 1 at bat. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? You start your first at bat and you hit a 2-run shot. I don't think that's a bad start to a Rookie of the Year campaign. That's where I would go, but again, probably way too early to talk about Rookies of the Year, and way too early considering you are a Mac clone because you jumped way off the Indians bandwagon and right onto the Padres bus. So I don't want to hear any garbage from you, Paige, because guess who's still here rocking the black and gold, right? Guess who's still – yeah. You got Chief Wahoo over there. Yeah, and you're repping the brand, so I can't say anything about you.
Billy wins.
Billy does win. But, I mean – Oh no. 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 Oh no. What's that song on TikTok? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm where Indians get in watching the game right now. That doesn't. So we saw your Facebook posts. Like, don't act like you didn't put the Padres stuff out.
I think if I watch an Indians game, it's going to be only to watch Bieber and McKenzie to see how he does this year. That's really all I'm interested in the Indians. Like, I'm not like, I don't hate the Indians. I'm just so upset with how the Indians are run. And I'm putting my foot in the ground and I'm moving on.
You might be putting your foot in your mouth, because let's say that the Indians get hot and turn into one of those teams that you didn't see coming. Are you hopping back off the bandwagon onto the Tribe train?
Let's just say I could win the lottery tomorrow too.
Well played, sir. Well played. Indians are turning into the games you watch for the other teams.
They go through this cycle too. They really do though. They do this cycle almost. They make a little run. They think they have a team. They put a little bit of money into it. If it sparks, then they put in more. That's why it's hard to say, like, they're a small market team by design, but they will put money into a team. Now, I've never seen this low of money. I've never seen it like this.
Are they the lowest in baseball?
I want to say the Pirates are the lowest. Baltimore is not, because they got Chris Davis's stupid contract that they're still paying.
They got $100 million. I know that.
I know their team is. I think it's like $36 million is their opening day roster, and I think the Pirates are 30. So,
and a year ago it was $136 million for the Indians.
Right.
And the Pirates are worth $1.27 billion, and they're dumping $30 million into their baseball team.
Well, if you think about it as an organization, the luxury tax that the Dodgers, that the Red Sox are still paying, and the Yankees, they're basically paying the Pirates' salary. So why would you not?
Racist. He's a racist. Zuckerberg got pissed because Paige said the Indians stink. See, if you would have said the Cleveland Baseball Club stinks, you'd probably still be on, not in Facebook jail for hate speech.
Paige, try the Redskins now.
Don't do that. Don't do that at all.
You've been banned from Facebook for 2 weeks.
And we got a fight between Paige and Amo in the comments. Shit, Baker Mayfield was terrible, Amo, but here we are.
See, this is the day where they need to be here on the show.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll send you the link. We'll get you boys on. We'll see.
First
We'll
off,
see.
Paige, Baker stinks. Get over it.
He doesn't stink.
I got to change my name again.
Oh, here we go. Seidel's going to put Mac is wrong.
Baker stinks.
So let me Mac is wrong again. Let me ask you this: breaking news this morning with Lindor getting a $341 million contract over the course of 10 years. It doesn't start for another year. We talked about it a little bit. Do you feel like Lindor is worth $341 million? The Indians certainly didn't feel that way. Do you feel like he's that guy? He is the face of baseball?
I feel like, yeah, I think he is, but he's been trapped in the Cleveland market, and MLB is not going to market a guy that's in Cleveland. But even with all of that being said, he's still been a guy. He's one of the most recognizable guys in the game right now.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that he's not marketable in Cleveland, because I think he is. He was definitely the face, going back from probably 2015 to now. He's been a top 3 figurehead in the game of baseball, probably behind Trout and Harper, outside of like not naming pitchers or anything like that. He's been a top 3 to 5 guy marketability wise in the entire MLB. Now, I do think Cleveland thought he was worth that, because I just think that they didn't want to disrespect him and say, we can't offer you, so let's just trade you so we don't have to be the bad guy in this situation. And they probably came out and said, hey, guys, Lindor, we can't afford you. It's not a secret. We can't offer you the $300 million contract that you want, and we're going to try to put you with somebody who could do that. And they paired him up with Carrasco, and he's over there in New York. I mean, let's be honest. Who's dealing out $300 million contracts? It's the huge market teams. So you're limited to 5 or 6 places that can actually give you that type of money. And
I mean,
they
weren't going to put him in the EL.
I mean, it's been done before. I mean,
I don't think they were dumb enough to say, hey, we're going to give up on you. It's like, because we can't pay you, and we're also going to let you beat us 10 times a year.
Right.
Well, I mean, he could have not signed and then signed with an AL team. I mean, that was the risk that they were taking too.
I think the Indians knew exactly what they were doing when they sent him to the Mets, as opposed to sending him to for instance, the Pirates. You know what I mean? Because they sent him to the Pirates, there's no way he's getting that. For instance, they sent him to the Giants, there's no way he's getting that. But you send him to New York, and New York's going to spend some money as long as they're interested. And that's what they did. $34 million a season kind of money that most teams – so you're right, Billy, but I think the Indians also knew, listen, we're going to get rid of him, but he is not going to beat our ass for the rest of our days. He is not going to haunt us for 10 years. And that's
well, I definitely think it was a bonus. I mean, I don't think that's their first priority. I mean, the first priority is getting things back in return that are – the best offer that they could probably get. I think that trade stinked, but I thought the Clevenger trade was way better than the trade that they got for Lindor. But here we are.
Because the Clevenger trade was amazing. I mean, that was the Reyes trade, right?
Yeah.
So
no, the Reyes was already here before Clevenger.
Who was he? He was
Reyes was the catcher trade. It was the year before the prospect catcher that we got. No, it might have been the Bauer trade, but it was the catcher. It was our prospect that we traded to there. We got Reyes back, though. I can't remember his name offhand.
Well, in either case, you look at this, and yes, I don't think the return was hot, but now you're looking like I remember when it actually went down, and people thought that particular trade, the Lindor trade, they got nothing back. They look at that and they go, this is terrible. This is an awful trade. That's the best we could have done. But the Indians dragged their feet on that trade the entire time, to where there was no value or little to no value for Lindor.
I also think the idea of trading to the Yankees was off the table. Like, there was no way that they were giving Lindor to the Yankees. Now that was the one. Like, I don't think they had a problem with if the Angels wanted him. I think they would have been okay trading him to the Angels. but
Oh
not to
yeah,
New York.
but I think the Yankees and the Red
Yankees.
Sox were a no-no. Not going to happen. And the Blue Jays weren't even considering because they have Bichette in the system, and they really like Bichette. So, if it's not through the AL East, who else is going to bite at that point? Other than the Padres, if they really wanted them. But they've got Tatis. So what do they need, Lindor for? They're not going to give up Tatis. So, I mean, I think it's the right fit for him. I think he is the face of the franchise, and I think he can be the face of that city, which is something that the Mets need. They need a little bit of that. We're going to be the front page.
They have to compete with the Yankees. So, what do you do when they have Aaron Judge and Stanton and all these guys and Garrett Cole? You have to go out and you have to maybe overpay, maybe not, but you have to go out and get a guy like Francisco Lindor who can compete with the New York media and the Yankees. And that's what they did.
Ty chiming in saying the Dolans won't sign someone to a $300 million contract until some signs elsewhere for $1 billion. Yep. So trying to get that discount. Ty also chimed in. Where is Ty today? I sent him the link. He can pop on. Reyes was the Bauer trade. I thought so. And then Mejia. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, Mejia.
Yeah.
Amos saying. And then the 50-game hit streak. What are we talking about here?
Not sure.
Not sure what that is. But yeah, I listen. My favorite organization in baseball is the worst trading organization in baseball. It is by far the worst trading organization in baseball, and it troubles me. Oh man! Update 3-1 Pirates. 2 runners on. Nobody down. Let's go. A little small ball.
Update. Still 3-0. The Indians are losing.
I just think that, when you look at these two teams, they've always been on different trajectories, right? They've always been doing this. And I think that it's now flipped around. I know, I'm a little bit biased. I think the Pirates are looking up. I really do believe that, and I know there's a lot of people that don't because they're too young and they're just going to, raise them to be Yankees and Red Sox and whoever. But listen, I'm believing in this. They're just young enough and just cocky enough to piss some people off in that division.
The problem with the Pirates has always been they're right there. Even when you go back to like McCutcheon, he was good. They seem to can't make that move right during All-Star break, right before the trade deadline, to put them over the edge. And they can't and won't do it.
They won't do it.
That's if you're going to win the World Series, you have to make moves in the middle of the season, and it just seems that the Pirates just always make the terrible one.
I like their GM. Ben Cherington right now he's the same guy that drafted Mookie Betts. He's the same guy that basically put together that championship Red Sox. I think he did put together the championship Red Sox. I think he's going to have to deal with that, and I think he's paying his dues now, so that way when that time comes where, hey, we have a championship roster, it's homegrown, but we need 1 or 2 guys to get us to the promised land, I think he's going to be able to pull that trigger. And he might be one of those guys that gets slapped on the hand for doing something he shouldn't have done, making a move that he shouldn't have made, and cost Bob Nutting a little bit of change in his pocket. Because, maybe Seven Springs doesn't need that chairlift next year or in 2023. The Pirates need an arm. So, Bob, open up the wall a little bit and we'll get there. And there's one writer and one media guy in Pittsburgh that always defends Bob Nutting. The defense is not there. I mean, you have the most beautiful ballpark in the entire country. You need to put a team in it that's worthy of filling it up. Post-Corona, obviously. But, this is a team I can get behind. Last year's team, it's the worst Pirates baseball team I've ever seen. The worst. And I've seen a lot, and Chris Sigler hopefully will be, I think he's watching the game right now in a meeting, but he'll chime in and he'll probably tell me that there's 1 or 2 teams that he remembers that were worse than this. But dude, that team last year was pathetic. And it wasn't much better in spring training this year, which is why a lot of people were down on him. But Todd Frazier re-signed with the Pirates. And I know. Everybody, calm down. Todd Frazier is not the next coming, but he's a name. He's a veteran presence in a young locker room, and he's a voice that I think these young kids will listen to. I'm interested to see, Billy, if you're in that situation, who else can you turn to? Grabbing somebody off the scrap heap like Todd Frazier for a $1.99. What else are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm not mad at the signing. It's a veteran signing. I mean, yay.
So you feel the Padres are going to be the team to beat?
I think they have a solid chance to win the World Series this year. I do.
Do you think if they don't, they're a team that blows it up?
I think it's going to take 2 years. If they don't in 2 years, I think they'll probably blow it up. And Machado will be the first one to leave.
I think there's going to be a little bit of tension in that clubhouse if they're not achieving this year. I think.
The expectation's high. The problem is the Dodgers are freaking good. Like they're not. They just won the World Series, and they're not. They got better. So it's hard to. I mean, they have a challenge. They have challenges in front of them, right? They're not the complete favorite. They're the flashy things because of what they did and the huge signing of Tatis, and then getting Snell and getting Darvish over here. I mean, Darvish is a guy who's been up and down his whole career. So if he can be, when he's good, he's really good. When he's bad, oh boy.
The Marlon Byrd signing is still the biggest in-season signing the Pirates have had in the last decade.
I would say the Chris Archer was a pretty big deal.
I would say, I mean, that was acquired during trade, and he sucks, and I hope he rots in hell somewhere.
But at the time, that was a big move at the time. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for Neil Huntington, 100%. Because AJ Burnett was also a big signing too. That was a big signing.
That wasn't an in-season signing, and that was that a trade with the? Yeah, it was a trade with the Yankees because they paid his salary.
Yeah.
Because that was the only reason we got him. Was they said we'll pay for him, get him the hell out of here.
They pulled the David Justice to Oakland deal.
I love me some David Justice, man. That was my guy whenever he came over. I'm not sure. I guess in season, like mid-season signing, but I still think because Marlon Byrd came over in a trade too. Mid-season. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like he and was it Justin Morneau? They came over together, and Morneau wore 66, and Byrd got caught with PEDs like the second he left Pittsburgh. Like they're like, hey, we're gonna let you have this one. Like you can go ahead and do as much as you want, but as soon as you leave Pittsburgh, like you're DQ'd. Lindor was asked what kind of player he will be at the end of the contract. He said, "I'll be a bad MF."
Okay.
I dig it. He's a great player. I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah, he's a great magician, too. He shows you every postseason how to disappear.
So I've got a question for you guys on Lindor, and it's who actually won that negotiation? Because
he did.
All the rumors coming out of there were that he wanted 381, and they offered him 321.
He got more money, so you tell me who won.
He got more than what they were willing to offer, but they didn't even go halfway to his asking price.
I'm saying if you're making $34 million a year and you haven't won an MVP, you won.
Yeah.
There's no World Series to his resume. There's no MVP to his resume. You know how this game works. He wants $400 million.
He's not as good as Trout, but he's better than Machado. And that's where his money is.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is he as good as Tatis?
Yes.
Is he better than Tatis?
Right now, yes.
Ooh. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's real interesting. There he is. Here, right on cue. Siggy says, I saw that movie in 2013 and 2015. We can, when we contend, we'll add Morneau and Bird. That was it. 98 freaking wins. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. But that being said, you don't want to rock the boat when you're in there, right? Like, you don't want to break up the chemistry that you had. You bring a big name into that clubhouse at the deadline, and what happens? What happens to we all know Andrew McCutcheon for years. What?
Paige is blocked from Facebook for 24 hours.
He might have been traded or claimed off waivers. He was traded, I believe. Well, tell him we're on YouTube. He can jump on YouTube.
No, like he can't post anything. He can't post anything.
He can be on it?
Yeah. But he can't post anything.
Because he said the Indians suck.
Appeal it.
Man, that is good. Like, Facebook has turned into a different, and we'll probably be booted off Facebook before it's all done, given the algorithm.
Absolutely.
It has turned into an absolute just censor storm.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say anything anymore, and they take it out of context. They don't even understand what you're talking about. They just see it, and it's bots all over you. And I mean, not to make this about social media, but man, doesn't that piss you off a little bit? Like there's a freedom of speech here, right? And you have to be accountable for what you say. But Paige didn't say anything wrong. He wasn't even talking about the race. He was talking about a baseball team.
No, and I think the thing that makes it even more ironic is, like Paige has said before, guys, I am a minority. I'm not going to knock minorities.
When you don't win for 21 years and you're on the verge of a World Series, you sell every farm you have to get there. I think they did. Like, we just had to rebuild our farm system all over again. I don't know. Maybe it's because we held on to Jameson Taillon until he was 41 years old to let him start on an opening day. I don't know. Like, there's been so many bad trades and so many bad transactions that the Pirates have made over the last 5 years. Like Garrett Cole. I think everybody we got from him other than Reynolds is gone. Like, we had 17 guys we got for Garrett Cole, and they're all gone.
Like, the problem with like not just the Pirates, but even like the Indians is like it almost seems like there's no vision. Like, there's no like light at the tunnel. Like, we're building for X. Like, when you build anything, business or a team or whatever, you build to get to here. And with a lot of these teams, it's not even just the Pirates. Like, the Orioles are in just a downspin too. Is there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You can't have a 15-year plan. So
he's on YouTube. I knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to jump on YouTube. Now, YouTube's owned by Google, so you're probably pretty safe there. They'll let you speak your mind a little bit, Pager. So enjoy it.
Paige just jumped aboard the repeal Section 230 train.
Well, so we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube, social media wise. And then we're obviously streaming on ysnlive.com as well, but you can't comment through our site yet. We're working on that to try to get more people on, because we won't censor you. I appealed it. They still banned me. Poor Paige. Dude just wants to be able to speak his mind on opening day and talk about his baseball team and not faring so well, and they ban him. We're with you, Pager. We're with you. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more baseball locally and regionally, as YSU looking to have another big weekend at the Wood. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about what we're so impressed with Coach Bertolini and his boys. And, of course, we will have the G. Burbick Farms What's Your Beef, all that and more when we come back on your Sports Network's Power Hour.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
High-res futurecast shows steady snow for the next few hours.
Still just downright cold.
It is bitter out there.
Several strong bands of lake effect snow.
Wind is kind of the big story today as well.
So if you need a more detailed winter forecast on WFMJ.com and the Storm Tracker 21 app.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
I went to Greenwood Chevrolet because I was really interested in looking at the tracks.
Because I wanted my dream truck.
Because I've been going there for 20 years.
I'm really happy that I went
to Greenwood Chevrolet.
Because they really went
the extra mile for me.
Now we're going the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
And welcome back to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you, along with Matt Seidel and Billy McCartney, the legend. Brian Shaw now pitching. How's that going?
Just shoot me now.
We're talking baseball today on opening day. Who do you think? So we talked, kind of glanced or glazed over this a little bit. Worst team in baseball, if you had, to pick. Is it the Pirates? Is it Baltimore? Is it somebody else? Who's the worst team in baseball this year? We talked about who we thought would bring home the hardware. Who's bringing home the software so they can draft somebody new?
I think it's the Orioles.
Just because?
No, I just think that the Pirates, I think you're right. They're a young organization that's going to be able to surprise a couple of teams this year. I think that they just go a little bit further than the Orioles, but I think that's going to be a race to watch all year between, well, I guess a boat race. But it's going to be interesting to see. I just think that the Pirates have the ability to do a little bit more than the Orioles do.
Billy, how about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to go around the league here and kind of figure out some tough divisions too. I think by default, now the Orioles stink. And I think that they're going to be in that 1 or 2 spot. They have no pitching talent, starting talent right now, and their lineup is just a hot mess, filled with young guys. But I think the Pirates have a better young roster than the Orioles do. So if we're comparing the two, the other problem is you got the Orioles got to play the Yankees, they got to play the Red Sox, and they got to play the Blue Jays. And also, oh, by the way, the Rays were just in the World Series. Yeah. Like, that's their division. So, like, there's not a lot of opportunity wins there. I think the Pirates have some better chances of beating, St. Louis, the Cubs, taking, a series 2 throughout the year. I don't know if the Orioles can win a series in their division this year. I'm not sure. Like if there is, pick one. You wouldn't bet money on which series they were going to win. Not one. So in that, I'm not sure. I think that by default they have to be the worst team in baseball. I think maybe the Rangers somewhere are at the bottom of that list too.
How about the
I think
Royals?
they're not good either. I'm here to tell you. But that division is so bad, teams are going to beat each other because they're so bad. Like you're going to have Cleveland, the Royals. I don't think the White Sox are as good as everybody else is saying. But
what? Come on.
The Rockies.
I'm telling you. The Rockies too, but the Rockies still have Trevor Story. He's a stud. And I feel bad. I feel terrible for him. He's stuck there.
Forever.
But yeah, forever.
Dude's there forever. Gosh. I mean, do you have any kind of traditions that you do on opening day or opening weekend? From a personal standpoint, like do you watch Sandlot? Do you get the big league chew out? What do you do? I'm sure every baseball player has a tradition or something that they do or a superstition of some sort. Do you guys do anything, from your standpoint?
I think we always end up watching Major League this weekend.
That's fair.
So pre-COVID, as a fan, I used to go to a local place and then I would sit there and watch games all day and drink beer all day. But this was pre-COVID, so things have changed and my life has changed since then too. So as a coach, it's all off. All the hair, shave it all the way off. You start from zero. It's like you talked about that fresh start. Everybody 0-0. Same thing. I've always done it, and unfortunately, I did not coach high school baseball this year, so I didn't have to do it. But it also makes me look like I'm 14 years old too. So, but it was something I've always done. But right before the start of each season, even as a coach.
You guys know I'm a jersey guy. I love jerseys. I love uniforms. I collect them, and for me, it's that my favorite time of year to wear baseball unis all year. Like you'll see me wear them here, you'll see me wear them out, as much as I possibly can. The favorite players, just uniforms that I like. So this is my favorite time of year. Football jerseys are just thick. You only wear them on Sunday typically, or maybe Saturday if you're watching college football. Hockey jerseys I can get behind pretty much just when it's cold outside, because last thing you want is to be wearing a sweater when it's 90 degrees outside and your favorite jerseys are.
How many baseball jerseys do you own?
At least 30. And there's like 4 that I'm trying to get rid of right now. The Josh Bell jerseys that I was telling Matt before we started, like I only get customized Pirates jerseys from here on out. Like that's the only ones I'm getting because I'm tired.
I've only had 5
total.
Yeah, 5 baseball jerseys, like without my own, or what I mean, like
gotcha.
5 players. Well, 4 players.
That's easy
jerseys.
enough to name it. Who have those jerseys been?
So I got Manny Ramirez as an Indian.
Mm-hmm.
I have Derek Jeter. I have Alex Rodriguez
as a
Yankee.
Okay.
I have Ken Griffey Jr. as a Mariner.
Which color?
It is gray. Okay. And then I have Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star Game. It was the first year they did the red cutoff jersey.
Uh-huh.
You remember? I think it was, I want to say it was like 97 or 98 that they did it. I don't think it was the Cleveland year. I think that was, what was that, 95? 95 was the Cleveland year?
Yep.
So I think it was after that.
We're being blown up here. Colorado will be bad. Traded their best player, plus playing in the NL West. Rangers aren't good either. Major League. Baseball jerseys are the best to wear. I agree. My favorite was the Altuve jersey. Not anymore. It's so lonely on YouTube.
You're in purgatory, Paige.
Pagers in YouTube purgatory for 24 hours. So my question is for Paige, and maybe he'll be able to answer this in the comments as I'll pay a little bit more attention to it. Is he like 24 hours from after the show started or 24 hours from before? So is he going to have to sit out 2 shows or 1?
I would imagine from his post.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be that's a guess. So I've never been in what they call Facebook jail.
I've never been either. You do. I just checked your Facebook. You had some political stuff.
I was a political science major. I majored in political science and free law. I nerd out over this stuff. So yeah, that got me put into Facebook chat.
So I'll be on YouTube to start tomorrow's show. He's gonna make the transition in the middle of the show, in the middle of the Power Hour. Yeah, as far as baseball jerseys go, I've got what I want to do is I want to have every hat and I want to have every jersey. Hats are special to me. I can only get the hat if I visited that particular ballpark. On the rare occasion that I've been in the city and I wasn't able to visit the ballpark, sometimes I'll make an exception. So
I will say the hats that we got, I think we're fine by saying this now because it's been a couple weeks. From Troy, terrible.
I didn't get a hat. I got a shirt.
Yeah, terrible hat.
That was it's like a mesh baby hat.
They had like these cool hats that they were wearing. They were like charcoal gray, and we were both saying like, oh, we really want to get one of those. So we go to their team shop. They got these flimsy like travel ball, like not even like something I would even put on any of my kids. And I'm like, well, and I'm the same way. Like, gotta get a hat. This thing stinks. Like
he put it on in the hotel room, and he had it on the on the last strap. He looked like it looked like he was trying to strangle his forehead with a hat, like just tie it off.
You do have a big melon over there, Mac.
It's not that big though. It's
what
really
size?
not.
What size?
I've been wearing flex fit hats for so long.
Oh, that's when you know your head's big, dude.
Well, I mean, it's a large XL. It's not small. Like it's a large XL, but it's not like super big. Like what some of these guys are wearing, like huge hats. I mean, the last hat I remember wearing, it was like a 7 and an 8. So it's not like super big.
Bigger head. Let us know in the comments. Mac or Poe?
Poe.
Hands down, Poe.
Yeah, that's not even. I got the same head as Paige. I'm 7 3/8. Well, in 7 3/8, and depending on what the hat is, like this one is big, but if it's the everyday cap that they wear, like the official one, it's I have to be right at 7 3/8 or 7.5. But 7.5 makes like I go like this because the hat comes down and I look like Dopey.
I thought Paige would have been bigger than a 7 3/8.
I've never met Paige in person. That's what drives me nuts.
I've met him once.
That's also accurate, what you just said there.
I'm 7 3/8 too. One of my brothers is 7 3/4. I mean, that's almost like a rite of passage, right? If you're a baseball fan, you know your head size. So when somebody says,
I haven't worn a fitted hat in so long though. Like it's been so long. The hat. I mean, I coach so many damn teams that it's a flex fit hat. It's a large XL. There you go.
Well, it's like easier for ordering, right? It's easier to order. But right. I know, like my wife, if she wants to get me something special, she's gonna get me a hat from Lids, and she knows it's 7 3/8. And then worst case scenario, you can take it back and just size it up. But 7 3/8, it's your hat size. Baseball players know their head size because at the end of the day, what?
Paige firing shots.
Ooh.
It's just not accurate. It's just not accurate. Again, I've been coaching for so long that when they went to these flex fits hats, it's just here. And the last time I've been wearing, the new era fitteds was like I was in high school. So
I'm such a snapback guy. Like for me,
I wear all my team stuff. So it's not like I'm just like I wear the Ursuline, I've worn Bristol, I've worn Ridge, I've worn Canfield. All these kids that are coming in, I've worn their jerseys, South Range, like all the players that come in and out. Like I wear their stuff. I don't really wear the Indians or the Padres or stuff because I support all my kids that are in the Valley. I support the Youngstown community, YS Nation.
For me, it's either a snapback or it's a fitted golf hat, and the fitted golf hats are all flex fit.
I mean, each their own, but like
I'm going to Lids today.
What are you gonna get? Padres.
I'm gonna get a hat, and I'm gonna tell you tomorrow what my hat size is.
Could be one of your last chances at the Southern Park Mall there.
That's what I hear.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Big time trouble.
Eastwood, it's gone.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No way. What are you talking about?
He's talking about lids. I'm talking about the mall in general.
Oh, okay. See, I don't believe that for a second. I don't.
That was the big news over the weekend, is that they're considering bankruptcy.
Well, bankruptcy doesn't mean that you're done. It's like when Michael Scott declared bankruptcy.
I declare bankruptcy!
I declare bankruptcy! You can't just yell it. All right, let's get to. Well, I do want to commend. There was one game last night that went on for sure that we didn't have. Well, we didn't know that they were still playing. The Salem Quakers getting a big win last night over. Hang on, it's not Marlington. It's the other one. Help me out. Minerva. So congratulations to them. I always get those two mixed up, Marlington and Minerva. I don't know why. It's just the M thing, maybe.
Hey,
what?
We the other day we asked for like teams to be on the lookout for. Do you have 2 teams to be on the lookout for? Because you weren't here that day.
Locally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Salem for sure. Like I think Salem is underrated. Lane Rhodes. See, Salem's going to get a bad rap because they lost to Canfield on opening day. But Lane Rhodes pitched his ass off and gave up 1 hit and no runs before he left the ball game because he was going to pitch in league play 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever it was. I think it was 3 days because they played on Saturday and then they played on Tuesday. So my thing is I would have liked to see him go up against Petro the rest of that game and see how that turned out because he had Canfield guessing. So if Lane Rhodes' first appearance is any indication of what his season's going to be like, Danny Bertolini is going to be smiling from ear to ear. And I think that Salem's going to be one of those teams to watch. Is this baseball and softball or baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no secret that I think South Range is going to be one of the better teams in the area. But for some reason, they still don't get the whatever they deserve. You know, they don't get the press. They don't get the praise. You know, they do a great job. Jeff DeRose does an awesome job, and I don't know how he does it, of keeping them under the radar. They've got a pitcher that's going to go to Youngstown State as well next year, in Bree Kohler, who's a multi-sport athlete, and she's best in softball by far. And she's a above average athlete in the other sports she plays.
She hit a ball off the wall at Niles, off the fence.
Exactly. Like, if she's a good pitcher, she is just as good in the batter's box as well, because she can smoke the softball. And they've got some role players there that don't mind, you know, sharing the statistics, sharing the limelight and the spotlight, because they don't care. Like, they just want to win, and that's their goal this year, is to win. They're a team over there, and they don't care if they don't get any headlines, any write-ups, any whatever. We're going to do what we do. You just come along for the ride if you want to. So I like them. The one team I'm really impressed with early on in the season is United. You know, I know they played Palestine, and there's 2 big wins in EOAC. I was impressed with them in basketball season. And then, like, a day before opening day, I think, I saw them share a video of them lifting in the weight room and training in the weight room. And I'm like, wow, like, getting after it, like, real stuff. And you know, Coach Matthias was on Running Point today, and you know, he's impressive too. He's going to push those young ladies, and I think United's going to be another team that comes out of nowhere. You know, I think they're going to be in for a no pun intended dogfight with Columbiana for the EOAC, but I can't wait to see how that shakes out. So those are a few of the teams. Baseball wise, though, like, don't sleep on Ursuline. Don't sleep on them. You know, everybody's going to say, well, you know, they have a soft early portion of the schedule. Don't care. As long as you got Brady Shannon in that lineup.
Well, they got Walsh Jesuit, so a national powerhouse team. So I don't know how soft their schedule is early.
But you saw
the first 4 games. Yeah, I mean, Yes. Now they're getting into some teams here that they got to go out and win. And that's where we'll see Coach Weimer's team excel, I think.
I'm excited it's here. Like it's finally here. It's real. Now we got a little bit of a pause, over yesterday and today, but I think starting next week, we are full bore. And we've had some conversations internally here at YSN that I'm not going to have any days off for the rest of the year. It looks like. So it's one of those things where we're going to cover, and I don't feel bad saying this, and I hope this doesn't come off as cocky or arrogant, but just confident that we will outperform every media outlet here in baseball and softball and spring sports, because that's what we do. And then once we get to summer, it's YSNville, USA, population us, because it's what we do. It's where we start. Our home base is at Ysn Park, and everybody knows that. We are Ysn Park's go-to for media outlet, and we're proud to be that. So I'm excited for it, to own spring and summer, and then roll it over right into fall, because I think we had a great fall last year, and obviously, we're looking to ramp things up again. So I'm excited, man. It's here. It just feels like, we're always holding our breath in spring, and we didn't have it last year. So it's almost a little bit foreign to us. Facebook, that wasn't a foreign joke. It was don't ban us. It's almost like it's new to us, right? It's brand new again. So I'm excited. I started thinking last couple hours ago, like, how did we do this last year? And I thought, oh, we didn't have it.
We didn't.
I got to tell you, I think that, there's a lot for the fans to be excited about too. Some things that in sitting down and meeting with DJ and then sitting down and meeting with some of the other guys, there's a lot of big things coming from YSN that you guys are it's really gonna blow you away when it happens.
Like maybe a YSN tailgate?
Ooh, that could maybe be a little tease for one.
I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be real fun. All right, let's get to I know we got a lot of baseball to watch, so let's get to our G. Berbick Farms What's Your Beef, What's Your Filet? Every day at the end of the show, we talk about what we like, what bothers us, and we cut it up into beefs and fillets for you. We want to hear about your beef and filet. Put it in the drop box and in the comments right here on ysnlive.com. We're going to go to, here we go. Due to DJ Oakley's foreign comment, Power Hour will return next week as regular scheduled time. Mac, why don't you start us off, beef or filet?
I'm going to do a filet here, a little plug. Probably shouldn't, but not a sponsor yet. I'm going to head to a place to get some fabulous barbecue today. It is in Austintown. They do have a pig on a sign.
Barry Dingles.
That is it. That is it. And I'm excited. It's one of my favorite places to go to. And I just texted Kate like halfway through the show and said, "Hey, what time you get off? Because this is where I want to go tonight."
Love it. I can't wait till they're sponsored, so we can just say it's the Barry Dingles inbox.
Yep.
Matt, what do you got?
The Barry Dingles commenters. Yeah, I'm going to go with a beef today, and Mac and DJ already know what it is. I was taken by the April Fools. It got me. It hit me hard. The Farm and Dairy had a story today about how the
overrated
are coming to Selma, Ohio.
Overrated. Excuse me. Sorry.
I took it hook, line, and sinker. It got me, and I'm pretty certain. So yesterday I was fighting people from Spectrum. Today I'm fighting people from Farm and Dairy, because that one hurt me.
The confidence that you said it with.
I know.
In the pre-show. Hey, did you hear the big news? Chick-fil-A's coming to Salem.
And you could hear the excitement in my voice, and I was ready.
I almost didn't tell you because I felt bad. I didn't want to be the guy that spoiled everything that you worked up for. But I got excited too. I saw it and I was like, "Oh my goodness, yes!" And then you read the last paragraph and you realize it's an April Fool's joke. A lot of April Fool's jokes going on today. And listen, I get it, I understand it, but there's some that you just should not do. And That's one of them. You don't mess around with Chick-fil-A.
No.
Excuse me.
It's wrong.
Mine, I'm going to go with a filet. And not to get sentimental about this, everybody knows about most people know about the situation, in our personal life, my wife and I, and with the girls in that situation. But I'll tell you this, last night, I got to live kind of one of those moments as a dad, or as in our case, a foster dad that I've waited for my entire life. We went shopping for T-ball, and we got to purchase the gloves and the helmets and the bats, and you wait for that moment as a baseball fan and as somebody who played the game. And my wife was so upset because they were not acting good at all. They were just really, really poorly behaved, but they were so excited. You could tell about the opportunity to buy things and to play baseball. And putting the helmets on them, it was awesome. And two little girls, I know I'm in for it. And I'll be coaching their T-ball team this summer, so I'm excited for that. It gets me a little bit away from what we do here, but it's still part of the sports and still contributing. So I'm excited. But, going up, the one was so bad, Sarah had to take her out of the store. So, she was gone in the car, and the other one was with me, and just, she looked up at me and she said, "I'm going to play baseball." She talked to the cashier, and I'm not going to lie, a tear kind of spurted up in my eye a little bit. So it was cool. It's one of those moments that I'll remember forever. I'm excited. I'm glad my wife took the one out to the car, because she's not nearly as emotional as I am when it comes to this kind of stuff. She thinks I'm a baby when this stuff happens. But that was a cool moment. It's certainly my filet of the day. And all the fillets and beefs on our show are brought to you by G. Berwick Farms. Visit them on the web at gberwickfarms.com. So that's going to do it for our show.
Hey, Billy.
Uh-oh.
You want to go broadcast a couple East Palestine T-ball games this year?
Oh, boy.
Can't hear you. You're breaking up.
You want to team up for some East Palestine T-ball this year?
Screen's shaking. I can't. What are you
I'll just go mic'd up.
What's going on there?
I'll go mic'd up.
Of course, whatever DJ needs, we're always here.
No, we're not doing that. I can promise you, we're not doing East Palestine T-ball.
I hit the ball off the wall. She's rounding first, and she says, "Wait a minute, she's heading to right field. What is she doing?"
Those damn Yoakley kids are at it again.
She's out of here.
I'll tell you one thing, and I'll let the secret out of the bag. If and when the girls hit, if you have a daisy in right field, it's over. They see flowers and they just flock. Some poor lady on the way between the school and where we park, she's missing 3 of her flowers that just came in because the one just keeps pulling them right out. No problem. Dad, I want a daisy. That's not a daisy. Got it. All right, that's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. We will see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, thanks for being a part. Sponsors, we appreciate you as always. If you'd like to be a sponsor, head to ysnlive.com/advertise and jump aboard today. We'll get you on tomorrow, but that's going to do it. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on ysnlive.com. Peace be with you.
See you.